having to write an assignment over the weekend, seriously, this teacher's crazy. I'm losing my mind. I need to just relax.
Hey,
Hi, Professor.
is something wrong?
Yes, I've been struggling with these topics. And I just need to relax.
It's really interesting though. What's the problem?
I just feel like we've been learning about Benjamin Franklin and George Washington since I can remember. And this is all we talk about, and I'm just frustrated. I don't know who else to talk about. I want something exciting, something different.
There are plenty of other founding fathers.
Like who?
Benjamin Rush.
Okay.
Do you want to come to my office and I can talk to you about him?
Yeah, that sounds good. That'll be good.
All right, so do you know anything about Benjamin Rush already?
Very little. Not as much as I would like to know.
That's a shame.
Sorry.
He was a founding father.
He was, and if I'm not mistaken, he signed the Declaration of Independence, correct?
Yes, and 10 years later he was involved in the campaign to get Pennsylvania to ratify the U.S. Constitution. He was a doctor, a professor, a physicist, and involved in a lot of reform movements too. He was a Renaissance guy.
That's very interesting. So was he, maybe you could compare him to Kanye West?
Not quite. Why don't we watch this educational video to get you up to speed?
Okay, I guess.
Now this is a story all about how I helped the United States somehow, and I'd like to take a minute, just wait and see. I'll tell you all the things that you need to know about me. In colonial Philadelphia, born and raised, my plantation is where I spent most of my days. 6 other siblings, plus my mama did, yeah, growing up with them, yeah, life wasn't good. But then one day, just out of the blue, my dad passed away, nothing I could do. My mom couldn't afford me, so she sent me away. She said, you're moving with your auntie and uncle Ref and Lay. I studied all my law books, yeah, day after day, to get my BA at 14 years of age. But soon after that, I ended up changing my mind. I became a physician, yeah, leaving law school behind. The US, yo, this is boring, so I left for Scotland to go exploring. I didn't waste my time though, I went to college. I met Ben Franklin along with gaining knowledge. I earned my MD, and then I returned home. Started a medical practice all on my own. At the age of 23 though, yeah, my life was great. I was a chair of chemistry at Philadelphia State. When the revolution came, I was a founding father. I signed the declaration without a bother. When the war was over, I returned to science. I taught 3,000 students with no defiance. Science, however, wasn't my only calling. I wanted to work to make slavery start falling. Yo, let's get rid of capital punishment too, and mentally ill patients shouldn't live in a zoo. I promoted the federal constitution, helped Pennsylvania adopt it. I knew it was the one. 1813 was the year that I died, leaving my awesome legacy just to reside.
Wow, this was educational.
Hey, it was. We learned a lot.
Yeah, I guess we did. All this learning is giving me, though, a Benjamin Rash.
That's a little too much information. You know, you talking about your rash makes me think of this skin disease called vitiligo.
Is that the one that gives you all these white spots?
Yes, exactly. And when Benjamin Rush saw this disease in some slaves, he thought it was them being cured of their unfortunate skin color.
Well, to me it sounds like he was a true lame-o.
I feel that. I know that was some pretty primitive thinking, but at least it influenced his decision to become an abolitionist.
True. I think he helped a lot of people, including the mentally ill.
Yeah, we learned about that in the rap. He actually saw mentally ill patients as normal people who needed a peaceful hospital setting, not have the illness tortured out of them. He's actually included on the American Psychiatric Association seal.
So that's who that guy is.
Yes. He's a pretty cool guy, isn't he?
Very interesting, yeah.
Ding.
So, didn't he also view criminals as real people?
Yes. Did you know that Beanerman Rash was responsible for getting rid of the death penalty in Pennsylvania? Well, unless it was for first-degree murder. In fact, he founded a society which became today's Pennsylvania Prison Society. It helps prisoners, former inmates, and their families with things such as therapy, food, and shelter.
So, all this was very interesting. I enjoyed it. But wasn't this during the time where Lewis and Clark came in?
Yes, absolutely. You really know your stuff.
Well, I only learned from the best.
Oh, stop it, you. A for you. Anyways, yes, Beanerman Rash taught Meriwether Lewis about different frontier diseases and even made a medical kit for him that included mercury rubs, some laxatives with some more mercury, and opium for nervousness. Don't do drugs, kids.
So, all this was very interesting, and I learned a lot. However, looking at my essay, it talked about revealing a founding father. Well, since Beanerman Rash was a founding father, how did he play a big role in the American Revolution?
You know what? I know an expert on this. Let's go. Hi, Blanca.
Oh, sorry, hold it up, please. Sorry, hi. What can I get for you?
Well, I was wondering if you were familiar with Beanerman Rash.
Beanerman Rash. Wow. Yeah. That sure brings back memories.
Well, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the American Revolution.
Right. Huh. That Beanerman Rash. All right, let's get started. Beanerman Rash. You know, his role as a patriot all started when he joined the Sons of Liberty in protest of the Stamp Act.
Oh, I think I know what comes next.
You are so right. Our very own Beanerman Rash signed the Declaration of Independence.
Wow, so he must have been a general or something in the army, right?
Well, you know what? Not exactly. He was a surgeon general, which means he was a doctor in the army. But his term there was short-lived. He didn't like the health conditions and the system that was going on back then. So, you know, that actually pushed him to leave and pushed him to write something called, right here, Directions for Preserving the Health of Soldiers. And that was actually used up until the early 1900s in our health system in America.
Wow, that's pretty significant.
It is.
Well, I'm sure his influence in the American Revolution didn't stop there.
You know what, you're right. It didn't. Actually, when Beanerman Rash quit as Surgeon General for the Continental Army, he actually went back home to Philadelphia. He started his own practice there, but like you said, his affiliations with the Revolution didn't end there. He actually sent 2 letters, one to Patrick Henry and one to John Adams. And in those letters, he actually criticized our very first president, George Washington.
Really?
Yeah.
That's... Wow, what for?
Well, apparently he didn't like the way he was performing as general of the army. But you know, that was before he was a president. After he actually became the president, he apologized, as he should have.
Good riddance.
Yes.
All right. Enough with the personal drama. I know for a fact he was involved with the Constitution, right?
You are correct. Actually, Beanerman Rash was a huge advocate back in his home state of Philadelphia.
Pennsylvania.
He really pushed for his state to ratify U.S. Constitution.
Is that all I need to know about Benjamin Rush's involvement in the American Revolution?
Well, actually, now that you mentioned it, there's a lot more stuff that I can give you. There's so many notes. Wait, don't Benjamin Rush away!
Wow, that really caused a revolution in
my mind.
What about you? Did you learn a lot?
A lot. Plenty of information. I think I'm going to make a great grade on this essay.
Awesome.
Nothing's gonna ever keep